number of coronavirus cases in Los Angeles County comes to 261,446. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 6,366. Now here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 1,402, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 67. We expect those numbers to change as the county updates its last 24-hour operating period. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Jin Chun. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, September 22nd. The firefighter who died while battling the El Dorado fire has been identified. The U.S. Forest Service officials say 39-year-old Charles Morton passed away late Thursday while fighting the blaze that was started by a gender reveal party. It has now grown to nearly 23,000 acres with 60% containment. Morton was a squad boss for the Big Bear Hotshot crew, a U.S. Forest Service honor guard along with the California Highway Patrol, escorted the fallen firefighter in a procession to a mortuary in Orange County this morning. The U.S. Forest Service Chief Vicki Christensen says, quote, Charlie was a well-respected leader who was always there for his squad and his crew at the toughest times, end quote. Morton began his career in 2002 as a corpsman with the California Conservation Corps at the Butte Fire Center in Magalia. He was a part of the Forest Service for a total of 14 years, working at the Tahoe National Forest and the San Bernardino National Forest. Morton is survived by his wife and daughter, his parents, 2 brothers, cousins, and friends. In a statement released by his family, they said he was loved and will be missed. May he rest easy in heaven with his baby boy, end quote. Cards and condolences may be sent to the Morton family at the addresses listed. The San Bernardino National Forest will share further information as it becomes available. A smoke advisory takes effect through this afternoon for many parts of Southern California as 3 local wildfires continue to burn. The South Coast Air Quality Management District extended the smoke advisory due to unhealthy air quality from the Bobcat, El Dorado, and Snow fires. Several communities throughout LA, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties are impacted. Now here's what to expect this afternoon. In LA County, winds from the south are predicted to move smoke from the Bobcat fire to the north into the mountains of LA and out of the South Coast Air Basin. Now if you're planning to be in the Big Bear area, there's a possibility of heavy smoke. And if you're planning to head to Palm Springs, winds are predicted to shift this afternoon and come from the southwest at times. This will move smoke from the Snow fire to the northeast into the Coachella Valley. So far, the 3 fires have burned close to 60,000 acres. If you see ash or smell smoke, stay indoors, avoid physical activity, and keep your windows closed. Well, there's some good news that's coming from the wildfires. A small puppy was rescued from a property that had been burned down near Chico, California. The Butte County Sheriff's Office shared a series of pictures on Facebook that show the rescue efforts. They wrote that the last several days have been hard on their entire county, and they wanted to share this positive story. BCSO deputies and search and rescue members were looking through properties impacted by the fire when they made this unexpected discovery. The puppy was pulled from the rubble at a large property in Berry Creek. It had some minor burns and was checked out by a veterinary center in Chico. BCSO officials say the owner of the property has several dogs and was not able to locate them all before evacuating. Deputies named the sweet puppy Trooper, a fitting name after everything he's gone through. Here in Los Angeles County, the Department of Animal Care and Control continues to provide safe sheltering for animals as a result of the Bobcat fire. It's currently sheltering more than 400 animals, including 243 dogs, 57 fowl, 28 goats, and 20 cats. DACC is currently accepting additional animals at its 4 sheltering sites. Now, for more information, you can call 661-940-4191. Well, hundreds of animal control officers are helping with evacuations and rescuing animals that are affected by the California wildfires, and now many of them can be officially recognized for their professional work. For the first time, the California Animal Welfare Association, or Cal Animals, launched the state's first certified animal control officer program. It's a voluntary certification program, and there's already an inaugural group of certified officers promoting and ensuring a high level of professionalism when it comes to animal care and control. The association says this effort helps local agencies to identify, select, and train qualified officers to enforce animal welfare laws. Animal control officers play important roles in their communities in protecting animals, promoting safety, and investigating complaints of animal cruelty. Cal Animals CEO Jill Tucker says they're very proud of the important work carried out by their animal control officers. She adds that they are pleased to recognize their training and professionalism through this new certification program. Animal control officers who are trained and certified can be seen wearing a special lapel pin. To learn more about this program, you can visit calanimals.org. Well, one of two Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies who was shot by gunmen in Compton is now out of the hospital. LA County Sheriff's officials say both deputies now face a long road to recovery. The officers were attacked on September 12th while inside their marked patrol vehicle outside of a Compton metro station. A man fired multiple shots into the window, hitting them both. A female deputy who is 31 years old and a male deputy who is 24 years old both suffered gunshot wounds in the head. Both deputies underwent surgery, and the male deputy was released from the hospital 4 days after the shooting. Sheriff Alex Villanueva offered a reward for information leading to the arrest of the gunman, who has been at large since that incident. With multiple donors backing the cause, the reward amount has reached almost $700,000. Last week, Villanueva said investigators had promising leads in the search for the gunman and hope to announce something soon. Now, anyone with information can call 323-890-5500 or go online to lacrimestoppers.org to remain anonymous. Well, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention pulled the guidelines that say aerosols play a role in the spread of COVID-19. Now, the new federal guidelines were removed from the website yesterday, and CDC officials say they posted it by mistake. The deleted guidance says coronavirus spreads through airborne particles that can remain in the air and travel more than 6 feet. It also recommended that people use air purifiers to reduce airborne germs indoors to prevent the disease from spreading. Now, the World Health Organization says it contacted the CDC regarding the guidance change. The WHO's executive director says they did not see any new evidence on airborne particles and was checking with the CDC to better understand the reason for the change. Now, the organization had said previously that COVID-19 spreads primarily through respiratory droplets through a person's breath, cough, or sneeze, and studies have shown that coronavirus could spread through aerosols, and the WHO has been monitoring emerging evidence of possible airborne transmission. Now, the CDC confirms that what they posted was a draft version of proposed changes to the recommendations. Officials are currently updating the recommendations regarding the virus that causes COVID-19 and plans to publish the updated information once the process has been completed. Now, this update comes just days after the CDC reversed a coronavirus testing guidance that said people who were exposed to an infected person but not showing symptoms did not need a test. Now, the guidance recommends anyone in contact with someone who was exposed to COVID-19 should in fact get tested. Well, nail salons can now open throughout California's purple tier counties. Dr. Mark Galey, Secretary of the California Health and Human Services, made the announcement today during his COVID-19 update. He says counties and local leaders are working with the state so that nail salons can reopen safely statewide. Dr. Galey says state health officials have been observing the operations of nail salons and understanding the number of steps that they can take to create a lower risk environment for both staff and customers. He says there are some new additions to that sector guidance and how to set up operations in a way that allows them to open within the purple or widespread tier. Regardless of this announcement, however, LA County may have some more waiting to do. County public health officials here had previously said that they don't plan to ease any more business restrictions until at least the end of September in order to ensure the county does not experience a post-Labor Day spike in cases. Now, Dr. Galey also says while California remains on a steady downward trajectory, we cannot let our guard down. He lists 3 examples leading to his point: increases in many states, a second wave starting in Europe, and flu season beginning just around the corner. Well, colleges and universities that offer in-person classes may be causing tens of thousands of additional COVID-19 cases. That's the finding from a new joint study by Davidson College, Indiana University, the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and the University of Washington. Now, researchers estimated that having on-campus instruction led to an additional 3,200 cases per day that likely would not have happened if schools kept classes strictly online. Now, the team behind this report includes professors of epidemiology, health economics, and higher education. Researchers use GPS tracking data from cell phones to look at people's movements, including an influx of students. Now, they calculated the infection rates surrounding the county from mid-July to mid-September, before and after students arrived. One of the universities that have seen a rise in coronavirus cases is Arizona State University. It announced that 1,580 students have tested positive for COVID-19 since August 1st. 30 staff and faculty members also tested positive. ASU officials announced they would end in-person classes early this semester and switch to a fully remote learning experience after the Thanksgiving break. According to the U.S. Department of Education, four-year schools in Arizona received more incoming California students than any other state in the country, with more than 5,000 new freshmen from the Golden State enrolled in 2016. The Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to proclaim today as Reverend James M. Lawson Jr. Day. Today is the Reverend's 92nd birthday, and since the 1950s, the civil rights activist has been involved in training countless men and women on nonviolent resistance to achieve social justice. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. encouraged him to move to the South from Ohio, where he's from, to teach nonviolence resistance to the men and women fighting for equal rights during the 1950s. Reverend Lawson relocated to Los Angeles in 1974 to become a pastor and worked until his retirement in 1999. He has also taught at UCLA, Cal State University Northridge, and many other educational institutions. Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas created the motion to proclaim today's dedication in honor of Reverend Lawson. He says this is a well-deserved recognition honoring a leader who has dedicated so much to a nation and county through advancement of civil rights and nonviolence. California Governor Gavin Newsom adds that Reverend Lawson was a civil rights and human rights icon whose moral leadership, integrity, courage, and imagination demonstrate the best of our collective values and responsibilities of our democracy. Well, today marks National Voter Registration Day, which serves as a reminder to register to vote. And with just 42 days until the presidential election, the National Football League announced one of its newest stadiums in the Los Angeles area will serve as a voting center. Home to the Los Angeles Rams and Chargers, the SoFi Stadium will open up to support this year's election, hoping to make voting more accessible to communities. This will make it the 14th number of NFL franchises that are allowing their sites to be used as voting centers. The league also joined the Civic Alliance's Election Day of Service, a national movement to help recruit 250,000 new poll workers for the big day. The NFL also launched a campaign called NFL Latinos Vote to coincide with Hispanic Heritage Month. Beginning October 5th, a vote-by-mail drop box will be available, and beginning October 30th, a voting center will be available just outside of the SoFi Stadium. Well, casual dining chain SIZZLER files for bankruptcy as restaurants across the country continue to struggle during COVID-19. SIZZLER filed for Chapter 11 at a U.S. bankruptcy court in California, citing long-term indoor closures and landlords' refusal to provide rent abatement as primary reasons. SIZZLER President Chris Perkins said their current financial state is a direct consequence of the pandemic. The company says its goal is to keep restaurants open throughout the bankruptcy process, which will involve renegotiating leases for the 14 company-owned locations. It hopes to complete the Chapter 11 process within the next 4 months. Franchisees own and operate most of the locations and won't be impacted by the filing. Torrance had 2 SIZZLER locations, one on Sepulveda Boulevard near Maple and another on Hawthorne Boulevard across from the South Bay Galleria. The location on Sepulveda closed earlier this year. Other restaurants that have filed for bankruptcy so far this year include Chuck E. Cheese and California Pizza Kitchen. Both have locations here in Torrance. The City Council meets again tonight to conduct city business beginning at 7 p.m. sharp, as there won't be a closed session tonight. Among the agenda items is a resolution to honor City Manager Leroy Jackson upon his retirement from the City of Torrance after 54 years of service. City leaders will also discuss a couple of community development items, including a proposed construction of a mixed-use development consisting of 53 senior residential condominium units and approximately 1,500 square feet of commercial area. This project is being planned on the east side of Prairie Avenue, north of 176th Street. Another community development item to be discussed is the approval of an airport noise monitoring system. Last week, the council talked at length about the proposal to approve a 3-year licensing and maintenance agreement that would cost close to $450,000. Now, it's an investment the city is considering, especially in light of news that the nearby Santa Monica Airport is set to close by the end of 2028. Now, to view tonight's agenda item, you can go online to torranceca.gov. Tune in tonight at 7 p.m. right here on City Cable. The meeting will also stream online and on demand on YouTube. A Torrance-based business is pivoting to provide something that our community really needs right now, which are tents. Aztec Tents is known for its giant tents for glamorous events and red carpet events. But President and CEO Alex Kuzmanoff says they saw the need for their products to shift from an event-based market to disaster preparedness when the pandemic hit. With many businesses and organizations looking to offer outdoor services and hospitals needing more space to care for their patients, the company shifted gears to accommodate the growing demand. The business now focuses on selling tents that allow emergency bed space outside of hospitals. It also provides the shading needed in outdoor spaces for classrooms, meetings, and worship. And other small businesses, especially restaurants, can offer outdoor dining experiences using these tents. Aztec Tents have been shipping their products all over the world, but here's a local example of how Providence Little Company of Mary was able to provide an isolation space in anticipation of a surge of coronavirus patients. Kuzmanoff says it's a great feeling to know they're able to help many people during this time. Well, speaking of local businesses, the Torrance batting cages have been open to the public since mid-May, and if you haven't checked it out yet, you may want to make a visit to check out their fresh new look and feel. The Torrance batting cages is located at Wilson Park and was established in 2008 by Tyler Sports, Inc. This is a family-owned and operated business. Owner Kevin Tyler said during the temporary closure at the start of the pandemic, they took advantage of the downtime to do some maintenance work and upgrades to provide an optimal facility once they were ready to open again. Now, some of the upgrades included resurfacing their batting cages, repainting, renetting, and restriping their fields. It's an impressive upgrade, really worth checking out for yourself. There are 8 baseball machines, slow pitch softball, fast pitch softball, 2 netted pitching tunnels, and 2 turf sports fields. They are open Monday through Friday, 2 to 9 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Guests are encouraged to call and make reservations. You can check them out online at torrancecages.com or call 310-320-2243. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories of our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, the Volunteer Center, South Bay Harbor, Long Beach, has a new way of helping teenagers to navigate through this pandemic. They're currently recruiting high school students for a new online program called Connect. It's for any teen who may be feeling overwhelmed by the world right now, who may be feeling lonely and struggling to connect with others. This interactive program is aimed at helping them to better cope with stress and express their emotions in a healthy way. Teens need to apply by tomorrow to take part in this program. Participants will enjoy a teen-friendly online space where they can be a part of creative activities to address their life struggles, build empathy for others, and practice self-care. Connect will be held via Zoom for 5 Thursdays beginning October 15th. There is a $10 fee per meeting, but need-based scholarships are available. What a great way to encourage and support each other at any age. Now, if you have a great story to share, be sure to email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow as Christine Lee brings you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.